And welcome back to part 10 of What If Naruto had a Zanpakuto, the Ichimonji edition. Last time in the Naruto What If, Naruto had summoned Gamamuta to square off against Shukaku and Gaara. And that's where we left off. Now Naruto at this point, he's still got Fox Chakra running through him. He's standing at the ready. But there's like, Shukaku the Sand Spirit. And Naruto's like, I'm sorry, I wouldn't have summoned you unless I need your help, but I gotta take this, I gotta stop this guy. He's like, why should I get involved with a guy like that, boy? Besides, with that blade of yours, you should be able to handle no problems. Like, and Naruto does pause for a moment. I could, but I don't want to. It's like, He's like, and Naruto's like, he's like me, Chief Toad. So, he had a demon put into him, only just because the village thought they were doing something good. Just because people thought they were doing something good for the village, and people hated him for it. I lucked out. I found people that cared about me. But this guy, he had nothing. I see him, and I see myself. I can't let that happen to him. I gotta save him. So, Bunta's looking at us like, and just thinks of, you really are your father's son. All right then, kid. Yeah, all right then, kid. I'll help you this time. But you're gonna owe me for this one. Got it. Interesting. Naruto Uzumaki. I see. And then he explained, Gaara obviously is still awake. Shukaku, or something wakes up. I'm finally free. Let's do this. And Shukaku, air bullet, liquid bullet. Too bad. Gets hit. That kind of hurt. Manages to slice Shukaku's arm off. And say, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna hit you with this. Get him, nerd. Get him, boy. It's like, don't worry. I've got something. I had something in store for this. And all of a sudden, Shukaku's hand starts to kind of slip. What's like, what is this? And Naruto suddenly has a, he's got a hand sign. And the four other Narutos, when he made all the clones, the four other Narutos that he made when he made clones are, siphoning off Shukaku's chakra, just as he did with Neji. It's like, you think you can, you're stealing my chakra, I'm not going to let that. All of a sudden, a giant sandstorm whips off and just blasts the entire area. Naruto, everyone gets bracing, Sakura and Sasuke, they have to hide behind a tree. Tomorrow's just like, oh, crap. And the Naruto clones get poofed out of existence. It's like, damn it. But Naruto's like, I got you, huh? It's like, no, you won't. And basically catches him in the sand, only for Naruto to basically, bat it away with with Ichimonji. Now, this is very interesting. Because, technically speaking, is he hitting Shukaku? Or is he hitting a bunch of sand? The thing about this, honestly, is that I think what we see with Gaara there, it's not Shukaku. It is basically just a sand. Yes, Shukaku does come out. He does possess Gaara, but he's already possessing and influenced Gaara from the beginning. So, if he were to hit Gaara when he's fighting him in the forest before he turns into the big form of Shukaku, would that be him hitting Shukaku, or would it be him hitting sand, or would it be him hitting Gaara? For my money, it's not that he's hitting Shukaku itself, although Shukaku's presence is still very much there. It's the fact that he's hitting the sand, particularly if sand is coming up to attack him. When the sand comes off of Shukaku, it is not Shukaku, it is sand. Sand being manipulated by Shukaku, and technically part of his body, but still sand. If he did hit Shukaku head on, you can maybe make an argument there. But I'd say this. Naruto bats away the sand. The sand, even though it is sand, it's not like water that has no physical form or fire. It does have some physicality because it's sand. So the sand does kind of dissipate. And Naruto, amping himself up, Fox Chakra, comes and just boom, wakes up Gaara. It's like, got him! He disrupted my jutsu! And Naruto, obviously using the last bit of his chakra, is able to, come in and just, boom, wake up! Boom! Crack Gaara in the skull. And obviously the sand dissipates. They fall into the tree. Ichimonji, sadly, is now on the ground, although Naruto has probably placed a retrieval seal at this point to get Ichimonji back, and they're squaring off, and eventually they just come in and just crack each other. Naruto is a little better off. He's able to at least sit up in this point. Just, no, how could he beat me? I won't cease to exist. I won't. And Naruto's like, and just leans over. Stay back. No. And Naruto gives a speech. It's almost unbearable, isn't it? And he just leans back against a tree and does give the speech. And, I've been there. You don't have to be enemies. You don't have to kill each other. And I won't let you hurt anyone personally, even if I have to kill you. And so, everyone comes. Sasuke, Sakura, Tenten. I just did a Tenten video. Tamari, Kankuro. It's like, we're going. Let's go. And then they go off. Gamamuta obviously disappears at this point. And say, it's okay. We're all okay. Oh, good. That's a relief. And, Sakura goes, gets Ichimonji, and places it right by Naruto's side. That was a good job you did there, Naruto. To save someone only for the sake of saving themselves and for no other reason. To put your life on the line, that is the mark of a true ninja. And going to something poetic like that, you get the death of the third Hokage. Sadly, nothing really changes there. Except for Orochimaru probably does express interest in Naruto when he's fighting the third, which gives the third maybe a little bit more grind to just pull a bit more of Orochimaru out, but nothing concrete or definitive. So we move past that. We move on. Honestly, and it's weird enough to say, move all the way to Jiraiya and Naruto going to find Tsunade. I think Naruto has less. There's less of a fight to get Naruto to go. Jiraiya does, promise to teach him something cool. He talks about the fourth Hokage and the sealing arts. He mentions that, the signature technique of the fourth Hokage was actually technically a variation of a seal. Really cool. Could you teach me? I wish, kid. I don't even know that technique. That technique's sadly lost. Though it's probably buried somewhere in the sacred scroll. Somewhere. But fortunately, it's neither of us have permission to use it. Don't worry, though. I'll teach you another technique the fourth came up with. He was my student, after all. You think he wouldn't teach me something? Something you figured out? Is it cool? And so, Naruto and him are going off. Itachi and Kasame, that entire debacle at the Leaf goes the same. Obviously, Jiraiya goes, says, piss off. I'm going to go, chasing tail. Naruto's, just annoyed, but he's fine. He's just meditating with Ichimonji, trying to learn more about Ichimonji, all that. Just figuring things out, and get the knock on the door. So he goes, and even Ichimonji says, "Be careful, Naruto. I sense something very some unease, and something's not right." And Naruto came to, like, It's like, "Can I help you?" It's like, Naruto, would you come with us, please? Should I cut his legs off, Itachi? And Naruto's like, can sense, like, this isn't good. I could release Ichimonji right here, but it's difficult to say what would happen. So, he goes out, and Naruto, at the moment, is, being compliant. He's still got Ichimonji on his back. "Oh, that's a cute little paintbrush you got there, kid. Do you like arts and crafts?" And Naruto's like, "Ugh." It's like, for your information, fish breath, I happen to be a seal. Happen to use seals in my fighting style. It's like, oh, we got a seal master here. Interesting. Well then, if you're gonna, maybe I should just cut those arms off of yours, so you don't intend on using anything. To which Naruto, although he was initially scared, they're like, "You're welcome to try. There's no reason for any of this, Naruto. We just want you to come with us. That's all." It's like, right. Right. Like, I'm going to believe two guys, one of them being Sasuke's brother, the guy who killed his entire clan, that all you want is for me to come with you quietly. Really? It's like, I see. So you know my little brother after all. Speaking of which, Itachi! Hello, Sasuke. I did what you told me. I spent all this time feeling hate for you. Hate you. I'll take you on, Chidori! And obviously, that doesn't work. It's like, you know what? You don't have enough hate. And you know something, little brother? You never will. And obviously Sasuke is about to, get his is about to is about to be put under Tsukiyomi, until Itachi turns around hearing something he wasn't expecting to hear. Blacken! And I'm going back and forth and painted black and blacken. So, but I like Blacken. I honestly like Blacken a bit more. They both sound good, but Blacken works a little better for me. Blacken! Ichimonji! And then all of a sudden, oh, so you were hiding a blade in that precious little time kit. And then Naruto throws out the ink. Now, this is something I've been racking my mind around ever since I knew this scenario was going to come up. Samahada feeds on chakra. And in this version, and in this case for Ichimonji, this variation of Ichimonji, all the Zanpakuto will obviously use some variation of chakra for their abilities. The ink from Ichimonji, which obviously can take away the name of something that it hits, would be no exception to this. So there, in theory, would be chakra there. But the ability would still be there. So if the ink hits Samahada loses its name. But here's the thing that I've been racking my mind about. Would Samahada, similar to what I did with Orochimaru when he first released his sword, would Samahada instinctively know not to feed on that ink? Because Samahada is sentient. It actually is aware. It is a sentient living blade that, technically it's a creature, that feeds on chakra. And I've been racking my mind around that because we know that Kasami uses it for his own person. It just absorbs chakra all willy-nilly. But if it were, for instance, to absorb natural chakra, I have a feeling that Samahada has an idea of what is edible and what is not edible when it comes to chakra. Because there's no harm in eating tail beast chakra or normal chakra, but there is harm in eating senjutsu chakra, natural chakra, and harm it and trying to eat this chakra. It would kill him, literally. Same with the natural chakra. It would probably turn him to stone. So I've been racking my mind on, because we don't see a scenario for that in the series where there's a type of chakra that would actually be detrimental for Samahada to eat. And because Kasame's wielding it, I mean, I'm going to say this. I think, and what we're going to be doing here is, and it's going to have very big implications, Samahada would know when something's not edible by tasting it first. And unfortunately, that is the kiss of death for Samahada in this scenario, because Kasame, and Itachi can see the chakra in the ink, and he sees ink, and because he probably doesn't know about, very few people probably know about Ichimonji just existing in the world as it is. Now, Kasame, as a member of the Seven Swordsmen, like Zabuza, probably does have at least a base knowledge of what that blade is. But he's so wrapped up in the fight and didn't even think about what he just heard or saw that he just pulls out Samahada instinctively, and it does absorb a little bit of that chakra, but it does. He just feels something, like he feels Samahada saying, Samahada, what's wrong with you? As he blocks a bit more with ink. Now he's able to avoid having the ink touch him, fortunately, but Samahada's no longer just Samahada's not doing anything at this point. Samahada, what's wrong with you? So what's wrong with you? And then Naruto going all Ichibe on you. I like to freak my girlfriend out now and then. She gets a laugh out of it, but she does tell me to stop. But playfully, I don't actually roll my eyes back, and it's difficult to see. Let me see if I can get close enough to kind of demonstrate it a little bit here. Can you see me doing that right now? Doing the demonized thing where I've got no pupils. I can do that temporarily. I'd have to actually magnify my image to really show it off. Maybe I'll do maybe I'll take a picture of myself one day doing it and just show that off. But he's got the no pupils and everything like that. And Itachi continues to realize something is off too when Kasame's actually worried that something's off with the shirt. I don't know what's going on. He got hit by that ink, and now he won't respond. And Naruto's like, that's because Samahada was his name. You see. That's unfortunate. That's no longer his name anymore, Kasame Hogashi. And surprisingly, it's wait, how the hell did you know? Yeah, I didn't tell you my last name. You didn't have to. Names are a very powerful thing, Kasame. Itachi Uchiha. You see, they are what gives us power. So tell me, what happens when you take away a name? And Itachi kind of goes a little wide-eyed, oh, wait. Like, he never really knew. He maybe heard, like, rumors or, like, a legend or something like that about an Uzumaki heirloom that does something that has to do with names. And Kasame now stopping, is like, wait, what exactly is that blade of yours, kid? And I'm so glad you asked. You see, my blade's known as Ichimonji, a relic from an heirloom from my people. And what I did right now is what he did right now is take away everything you ever hold. That blade of yours no longer holds a name. It's not a, and whatever abilities that blade had are long gone. It's like, what? It's Samahara. You should be careful when uttering names, Ozaki. Tell me what happens when your name's gone, and then he's coming down. Itachi immediately comes in, and he's got Sasuke there. It's like Naruto's like, ugh. It's like, oh, crazy. That's enough, Naruto. Naruto, you don't want anything bad to happen to Sasuke now, do you? And Sasuke isn't under Tsukiyomi. It's Naruto, do it. It's like, and Naruto's like, I can't risk it. It's like, then that's enough. That's enough now, Naruto. Put the blade down, nice and easy. And it's like, what do we do? It's like, we're in a bit of a bind, Naruto. What do you think we should do? I will do whatever. You are my partner. I will do whatever you think is best. And Naruto is about to put the blade down, and all of a sudden, boom, toad mouth trap, and all of a sudden, it's like, yep. You really think that someone could pull the wool over my eyes? Women are my specialty, though I may not look like it. And then Jiraiya is here. And so they're all now stuck. Naruto, don't move. You too, Sasuke. And it seems time for us to go. And they, head out of there. Amaterasu out of there. And they're on the run. He's like, no, I had to use Amaterasu. He didn't have to use Sokeyomi and Amaterasu, so he's not that tired, surprisingly. But Kasame and him are now like, what the hell was that? Are you sure Samahara's gone? Yeah, there's nothing here. I can't sense a damn thing. It's just a beat stick at this point. That kid. What was his last name again? Naruto Uzumaki. And then, like with Zabuza, he does remember, a bit of the Uzumaki and the tale of Ichimonji. And his eye, he actually, like, there's blood that kind of runs. So it's like, oh shit, we're gonna have to tell the boss about this. It's like, and even Itachi, who barely knew anything, is like, wait, it's like, I'll tell you on the way. So, Guy comes, ultimately quacks Jiraiya. Now Sasuke is actually awake right now. Sasuke is already like, Naruto, you could have taken him out. You could have ended this. It's like, and then Naruto's like, I couldn't risk hitting you, man. Besides, if those guys were as strong as I thought, I got lucky with hitting that blade of his. Afterward, there's no guarantee I would have been able to hit him twice, hit him with the ink. It's true. Those guys are on a whole nother league. But the fact is, Naruto was able to take out a big piece of their arsenal with taking out Samahara. Good job, kid. Guy, get Sasuke to the infirmary in the village. We'll take care of. We'll go find Tsunade to help bring Kakashi back up to snuff. And then Naruto looks at Sasuke. Sasuke, promise you next time if I get the chance, I'll take it. That's my promise to you. That's my promise to you, not as a friend, but as a teammate, but not just as a teammate, but as a friend. And Sasuke looks and is like, you better live up to that. And come on, Sasuke, let's get you out of here. And so they go on the road. They're on the road to find Tsunade. And along the way, Jiraiya is showing him the Rasengan and how to learn the Rasengan. I do think Naruto has a much easier time learning with the first step. I think he actually gets that down pretty quick. His chakra control is just much better. Ichimonji's also there to help him out too. The second stage it causes him some difficulty, but he is managed to do it. And again, it's quicker progress than what we have there. I don't think he honestly needs the two hands, frankly. I think his chakra control is solid enough at this point to do that. Again, with aid from Ichimonji as well. And so they're moving the ladder along, and they're walking down the road, and he's popping balloons, and eventually he's almost like I got it, we're here. Damn it, Perry Sage, you broke my concentration. Well, I think we finally found the spot. And they go in, and they see this, what Naruto thinks is actually a relatively attractive woman, probably in her late 20s, early 30s there, blonde, buxom. It's like, wait, that's Tsunade? Isn't she as old as you? Yeah, like I said, she likes to hide her appearance, kid. Hey, Tsunade, long time. Jiraiya? What the hell are you doing here? It's like, what? Can an old friend go and find another old teammate? Just a day for reunions, isn't it? Where's the Orochimaru than you? Which that is how Orochimaru was here, huh? It's like, yeah, and they have their card game. She expresses her disinterest in being Hokage, and then, bad mouths the Hokages in front of Naruto, who is, Ichimonji is actually able to keep him mostly in check. You can sense Naruto getting mad, and frankly, he's not, even Ichimonji, even as an inanimate sword, technically, isn't liking, Tsunade's attitude, but, he's the wisdom of ages, helps out here. Ultimately, though, Naruto snaps, but it's not the same type of snap. It's like, that's it, I'm not going to let her talk about it. No, it's like, and Naruto kind of gets up and it's like, you need to go use the bathroom, kid? It's like, no, I need a drink to, and Naruto says, no, I need some air because otherwise I'm going to beat the crap out of you. It's like, I'm sorry, who the hell do you think you are? It's like, what the hell did you just say to me, Brad? It's like, hard of hearing? Maybe you should get a hearing aid, Grandma. and Jiraiya's like, but it's like, I'm sorry, do you have any idea who you're talking to right now? Not in Shinobi, not even an adult, just not even an adult right now, just a sad, pitiful former ninja, or a sad, pitiful state of a human being. It's like, what did you say? Naruto, I think it's kind of the same talk he gave to Inari a little bit, Nari to some degree, although he's a lot more cold about this, though there's some definitely grunts like, you're wallowing in self-pity for years, all because you've lost people. You've lost your friend, you've lost your friends, lovers, family. At least you should be thankful you had those people to begin with in your life. Cherish their memory, not spit on it. Some of us didn't get that luxury. Some of us had to survive on the street just without anyone to help them. Some of us were chased down and beaten yearly just for existing. Naruto's now getting straight in her face. And admittedly, the things he's saying are the reason. Obviously, Tsunade gets so mad about when people say those kind of things is because they're talking the straight truth to her, and she doesn't want to hear it. And the fact of the matter is, too, is like some of the things he's saying, too, not only is she just like getting angry and trying to ignore it, but like getting beaten. Again, there's no evidence. There is no flat fact that says that's what happened to Naruto. He got beaten yearly and all that. But it's suggested that there might have been some violence. It is suggested there might have been some violence towards him, especially the fact that people just hate him. But a lot of fanfics tend to go into the whole he was beaten and nearly killed yearly kind of thing. But there is no actual fact that is the case. That people just tend to use that. And I will throw that in there. I'm not going to say that people tried to kill him, but people did maybe beat him. I imagine people did like get physical with him on more than one occasion. I could definitely see that. And G is a little taken back by that. And just, beaten for something that you had no control over, and she realizes that he's the container of the nine-tailed fox. Like, she remembers something about, Minato and Kushina, because she says Naruto's name is Naruto Uzumaki. She knew she was the nine-tailed container previously. She's able to connect pieces despite being drunk. So, yeah, if you want to keep bad-mouthing Hokage, it's fine. We don't need you as an Hokage. We don't need someone like you as an Hokage. It can be a detriment to everyone around her. It's like, and surprisingly, Tsunade takes that detriment to everyone around her, seeing as, she was around when Don died, and she wasn't even around when her brother died and all that. That one's where it's like, you want to say this outside, you little brat? And Naruto's like, fine. And, he's fine. And, I'll be outside. It's like, no, wait, Tsunade. And Naruto quickly makes a couple clones and hides them around just in case. You think you're so tough, brat? Well, guess what? Can you really take on a Sanin? All right, Naruto actually just nearly took one out. Took one out during the Chunin exams. I don't think you're as tough as the snake. To which that actually shocks her. I was like, wait, you fought with Orochimaru? Yeah. Honestly, if it wasn't for Ichimonji here, I probably wouldn't have made it out alive. He turned tail and ran. To which Naruto, she ends like, he didn't mention that, but I made it a point not to raise Ichimonji against the lethal ninja. So you're all right, Granny. Fine. one finger's all I'm gonna need. And it's like, bring it. And then Naruto comes in and she just flicks him. Ugh! However, she was not expecting the ninja wire. And just, it's like, what? It's like, gotcha, huh? All of a sudden, he puts his hands together, it makes a clone, and rebounds the clone right off him. It's like, ah! It's like, please, bing! It's an exploding clone. It's like, ugh! An exploding shadow clone? That little brat, he's clever. I'll give him that. And Naruto then just, throws some shuriken. Please, it's not the best you got. It's like, hardly. And boom, again, just fissures the ground. However, the Naruto clones are ready, and they basically, it's like, and basically seals. And then Naruto, boop, and is making another seal. And a pretty strong one at that, if he can get it on her. But the trick's going to be getting it on her. And actually, Naruto's not at this point yet, but I like to imagine the idea that he could literally just boop, put ink, chakra with ink, just not even have a surface, and just fire a seal at something. I like to think he could get to that point. That'd be a pretty cool technique, honestly. But Naruto he's boxing her in, and he's putting a lot of chakra in this, so he should, in theory, be able to hold. But this is Tsunade. Granted, it doesn't completely break when she's just like, I was like, I must admit, that's impressive. I didn't figure you for a seal junkie. Taking an apprentice, Jiraiya? Actually, maybe, but the kid actually had a knack for him long before I even met him. Really? Well, unfortunately, he got work to do. Boom! And the seal nearly shatters. The barrier nearly shatters, but it still holds. And she's like, I gotta give you credit. She snags. I actually took a hit from me. I'll give you this. You're pretty strong, Brad. What makes you so touchy about Hokages, though? Because unlike you, I admire them. Someday I'm planning to be Hokage. That's my dream. And she sees Nawaki in his face. It's like, ugh. It's like, got you. And he's preparing the Rasengan. Unfortunately, it's the heat of the battle. He's just not able to focus well enough. So it's still the chakra is still rolling out. And he's coming at her. And she cracks her hand. However, he uses it not as a attack, because he can tell he's not going to be able to get to her, but as a launching point. Just, and he's barely able to tag her, but he has tagged her. Just, and she basically just, again, only using her finger, just whips him around. Now, is that... give up, kid. You're not going to be able to beat me. I am shit-faced, and I'm still beating circles around you. So why don't we what the? Why can't I? And then she looks, and he put a paralysis seal on her. She's like, oh, man, that was a lucky shot I got in on you. If I didn't hit you, I probably would be done. But it's over now. This time he basically does the Rasengan. He wants to do one hand, but he basically does it again. And she's struggling. She's putting effort in it, and she is moving a little bit, like she's able to resist it. Crap, I gotta get this shot in. And she sees it again. This time, it's complete because he's just using two hands. He's trying to do it with one hand. That's why the chakra leaked out. But with two hands, it's like, and she barely is able to move in time where her finger and the Rasengan kind of like clash, and just boom, and she actually goes just flying a little bit. Just, her arm actually dislocates. And her finger, like the flesh on her fingers, because she's got meat, like muscle on there, like skin's gone, a little bit of the flesh is gone. Just, that little bastard Naruto's now just, crap. All right, that's enough, you two. Why teach him? And she's busy healing her finger, which is already starting to regenerate skin, relocates her shoulders. I gotta admit, I didn't expect that. But why bother teaching it to a kid who's never going to be able to master the technique, Jiraiya? Come on. I think he did pretty well, all things considered there. And it's like, please, just give me 3 days. I'll have that jutsu down, no problem. Which, let's be honest, in 3 days? Yeah. Why don't we make it a week? I'll even throw in my necklace as collateral. Fine, you got a deal. And he pulls up Ichimonji, and he goes off. And so, we now got the waiting period for a time being, and then the three-way deadlock between Asani and coming up. So until then, that's where we're leaving off. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified, and I'll see you folks later. Have a good one.